Comey pleading not guilty, saying that he wants a jury trial. As it stands right now, that looks like it's going to come in January. I'm sure we'll get all the popcorn out at that point, and it will be wall-to-wall television coverage of that.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Jim Antle. I'm joined today by Managing Editor Chris Irvine. Chris, hello. We've been mired in this government shutdown fight for a bit. Does the fever seem ready to break, or are we looking for more weeks of winter?
No, I think, 6 more weeks of winter, however long it goes. I think that seems to be the case, that there's no end in sight here, really, and neither side, as far as I can tell, seems particularly bothered by that. I think right now they seem to be more interested in their messaging and who's fighting the good fight and who's thinking of voters and those poor furloughed federal workers that aren't getting paid. I think the military is obviously coming into it now, but really it feels like we're just in this state of inertia that kind of sums up Congress, the modern day Congress, basically.
Right. It seems like most lawmakers are playing to their base.
For sure, yeah.
And you have slivers of lawmakers whose districts or states are particularly affected by this, who might be starting to push back against leadership a little bit, but not enough to really make a difference yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what was somewhat different about this week was on Wednesday you saw things starting to bubble over and get quite heated. There was 2 incidents in particular that were caught on camera where the Democrat House Leader Hakeem Jeffries was confronted by New York Representative Mike Lawler. That almost looked like it was going to come to blows at some point, and then House Speaker Mike Johnson being confronted by, I believe it was Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallego, the senators from Arizona. Whether that was just performative and they were looking to get that little clip in so that they can fundraise off of it or improve their profile, I don't know. I will say in Lawler's defense, he's always been a sort of fairly kind of principled guy, being a New York Republican. He's from a blue state, represents a red district in a blue state, so he has to kind of really be on point when he's talking about this this stuff and holding people accountable. So he isn't necessarily someone I would consider to be just going for clicks or going for views type. But I mean, it was pretty unbecoming of Congress, really.
So we've seen the arraignment of former FBI Director James Comey.
Yeah.
That proceeded pretty much as expected?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there was a bit of a MAGA fever dream expectation that you would see him get perp walked and come in, cuffed with his hands behind his back.
In the orange jumpsuit.
Right, yeah. In the end, that didn't really happen. I think, in fact, that was down to a paperwork snafu where he was able to kind of voluntarily show up rather than get that camera moment. Otherwise it kind of went on as you might expect. Comey pleading not guilty, saying that he wants a jury trial. As it stands right now, that looks like it's going to come in January. I'm sure we'll get all the popcorn out at that point, and it will be wall-to-wall television coverage of that. They did say that they would have some classified information that would be part of that, and I think that's going to be interesting to kind of see what it is they've got on them, because I think people feel that what evidence there is, because there's clearly a divide of people that think it's flimsy, and there's those that think it's actually kind of cut and dry. What he did, they're focusing on that 2020 testimony, but I guess it remains to be seen, and I don't think Comey's side knows exactly yet what trump cards they have, if any, up their sleeves on the other side.
Sure, and this week Katie Porter has sort of emerged as America's favorite Democrat. She was clearly in a pretty good position running for governor of California, but she's made herself a national news story.
Well, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Except when you're screaming at aides and getting in fights with reporters on television, I suppose. I think it's I'll say this for the California race. Ever since Kamala Harris ruled herself out of it, it's been a bit of a kind of sleepy. I mean, to be fair, it's a year away, but
Sure.
the name recognition hasn't been great. There's no one with the kind of 100-watt profile of Gavin Newsom there, and Porter was sort of at the top of a fairly kind of crowded bunch, albeit I think almost by default. I don't. It's obviously early. I think we'll start to see polls go towards other people. Be curious to see if somebody the likes of California Senator Alex Padilla maybe throws his hat in the ring.
Right.
He has his own sort of high-profile camera moment from this year when he was dragged out by ICE agents.
Right.
But yeah, the race got a lot more interesting, and I think it's a good reminder that Porter, for all the kind of the image that she's tried to cultivate over the years as this no-nonsense congressman who's good on data, and I think she would walk around with whiteboards and things like that.
Yes.
Really, really unpleasant side of it, and I think a lot of people will remember that as a kind of defining image of her. So not good news for her.
Right. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
You can read Chris and the rest of our political team's coverage at washingtonexaminer.com.